Two homeless beggars talk about technology they can't afford.
Hello, friends. Welcome to User Friendly. My name is Roberto Hoyos, and I'm here with my friend
Erfon Elijah.
And this is a tech show.
It is indeed.
It's about all things geek, technology, and our favorite stuff on the web.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember what the middle one is.
I never remember what any of them are either. So,
Well,
cheers to not remembering.
clink.
You got your soda there.
Cherry, Americana cherry cola.
I got my liquid Kermit. No, don't drink me.
And yes, so it's episode 56. Last week I accidentally put episode 54 at the end, so there's a little Easter egg for you guys. Yeah, so
Please don't tweet us about that anymore. We know. So many of you were upset.
And then last week we also forgot to mention our Netflix movie.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that this week. We promised, wrote it down.
So we're gonna talk about what we're gonna talk about the movie you need to watch for the Netflix thing.
Exactly. So next week we'll actually review it.
Yeah.
But anyway, how are you, man?
I'm great. Life is busy.
Yeah.
We got the 1 year cult cast coming up.
How's that?
We started it on February 24th, 2012.
That means that this show is gonna be a year old.
Well,
Or is it already a year old?
well, no, it's gonna be, technically it'll be a year old. Oh yeah, it'll be a year old on Sunday. But we're gonna do our year episode on next Thursday, which will be the 21st.
Feels like a really, really long year.
Yeah.
Because like the reason why is he always has a birthday thing that's exactly the same every year.
Yep.
So for the last like 2 or 3 years, I've gone to this bar with him.
Yeah.
And now this year, I'm like, wow, that feels like a really long time ago when we did that. That's how I can landmark the full year.
It is.
I'm like, that means that we didn't even have the show yet. Or we maybe have did one or something
We
like
may
that.
have done only one.
I guess you could go to the website and find out. But
Yeah, you probably could. As could we. Well, I know that we had decided to do the cult cast at CES of 2012. Mm-hmm. That's when it was like, okay, I'm doing this, like we're all on board.
yeah.
And
Took you a long time though.
oh dude, there was so much talk before that. But that was when it was like, okay, bing bong boom, we're doing it.
Yeah.
And then we actually did it like less than, or I guess a month and a half later. I can't believe how much has changed in 1 year.
You talk about this a lot.
It's just crazy. Like in 1 year, so much can change. I mean,
My life has gotten so much better in 1 year.
I'm famous now.
Yeah.
I have a harem of women that I make love to weekly.
Take a drink every time Erfon mentions how much his life has changed because of the cult cast.
That's crazy.
One more.
Chug, chug, chug.
So, so we're gonna get into the show. The first thing we need to talk about, though,
is what we forgot to talk about last week.
is our Netflix movie review. What do we call it?
The Netflix review.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. So this is the segment where
We prepare you
Yep.
first, but what it is we review a movie that's on Netflix Instant. I don't know if this is I think this is an American thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because
I
every
think
one
this
of
is
our
probably an
other
American thing.
outside of America, they just have to find it. So
Although, while you're talking about what this is,
Yeah.
I'm going to bring up an article. Actually, one of our watchers suggested that I bring this up. Charlie Sorrell, our gadgets editor on Cultamac, wrote an article recently on how to watch Netflix Instant from another country.
Oh, cool.
So while you're doing that, I'm going to bring this up.
Okay. So our movie this week, for next week, is called The Candyman, the David Klein story. And it's the story of the inventor of Jelly Bellies. So the Jelly Belly candy, the gourmet Jelly Belly, Jelly Bean. And it's a really interesting story. I actually have seen it a couple times because I really liked it. And I thought that would be a good documentary because it's kind of like about business starting and creativity. And I think that we both would like it. And we're going to be reviewing that. That's on Netflix Instant. Again, it's called The Candyman, the David Klein story. And we're going to be reviewing that next week. So watch it. We're going to post it on our Facebook just in case you missed the name or whatever. and then you can, hear what we think of it next week.
Awesome. So, and if you're in another country, most likely the UK, Governor, you should Google this review or this piece that Charlie wrote. So
go to Cult of Mac.
Go to Cult of Mac. It's how to watch Netflix. He said in your iPad. How to watch Netflix in your iPad from any country in the world. This was written on February 8th. And it looks like basically you have to do a DNS thing where you have like a proxy server or something.
There's pictures if you need to follow it.
It's a step-by-step process. So, I mean, you will have to pay for Netflix. You can't get around that. We both pay for Netflix, but it's really cheap. It's $8 a month.
Then that doesn't really, do they have Netflix everywhere?
I don't think so.
So then why would you pay for Netflix if you don't live in a country that supports it?
Well, he tells you how to watch it from another country because...
But it could end up breaking one day and then you just don't have it.
Well, then you just cancel it. But,
if you need to find the movie in another way, you have the title.
Or you could, you could always BitTorrent it. But, the nice thing about if you live in the UK... your money's worth so much more than ours. Then you're basically paying our equivalent of $4.50 or $5 to watch Netflix. That's a freaking killer deal.
That's true.
So I don't know. Check it out if you want to do the Netflix reviews with us because they're going to be a lot of fun. And we don't know of anyone else that do reviews on movies that you can watch easily before we actually review them, which makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah. So
definitely make sure you check out that. So I want to talk a little bit about Tweetbot for Mac.
Oh, we talked about this already.
Yeah, I know, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit more. So I switched over. I made the switch to Tweetbot for Mac, finally. I paid my $20, just like everybody else. It's so expensive for a Twitter client, $20. But we were both using Echophone. You still use Echophone, right?
No, I use Twitter and then a Tweetbot on my phone.
Okay, so I use Tweetbot on my phone too. And actually, the first time I used Tweetbot, I didn't really like it. I just want to say it's really growing on me. It has some neat features that you may or may not know about, like the fact I just showed this to you. You can expand your mentions or your searches into different columns. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like everything's available to you, right at your fingertips. Really liking it so far. If you're looking for a new Twitter client, this
don't
might
mind
be
paying.
One. It's expensive, dude. With tax, it's $22.
Yeah, it's because they're not making crap off those things anymore. I know. They don't allow them to have ads or anything in their.
Oh, they don't?
No.
Man.
No, they want to have it controlled, man.
Okay, but let's move on. We're going to be talking about apps and hardware today because we got all sorts of great ones. So if you follow me on Twitter, at Erfon, E-R-F-O-N, you probably noticed I changed my Twitter avatar recently.
Yeah.
So I found a new app that I really actually like. It's really fun. It's free. It's called I Made Face. It's available in the App Store.
I make?
I Made Face.
Okay.
It's kind of a weird name.
This has been floating around. I've seen it on Instagram.
It's starting to go viral. I'm starting to see this stuff everywhere. So, actually, here. You want to film me on this?
Yeah.
You can film this.
Go for it.
All right. So, let's make a face as soon as this loads. Ding, ding, ding.
This is a bad demo.
Is this not the longest loading screen you've ever seen?
It's longer than the original Draw Something screen.
What the hell, dude? It's still loading.
Oh my god.
Okay, you know what? I think that it actually might have froze. Let's start this again.
Wasting my valuable storage.
Yeah, it's still flipping.
Jeez. All right.
Hold on.
Should we move on?
No. I'm resetting it. I want to show you guys this. That's just so funny that it does it.
Oh,
okay,
I thought
ready?
you were resetting your phone.
No, I just reset the app.
Okay.
Which, if you don't know how to do, you hold down the power button until the little lock screen thing comes up, and then you hold down the home button. It will quit any app. Okay. Let's make you, dude. Boy. Okay. There it is. Perfect. So
like Bruce Lee.
A lot of people think that this takes a picture of your face.
Yeah.
That's not the way it works.
So it's just like Nintendo Wii?
It's pretty much like a Wii. Yeah, like a little Wii dude. So tell me when you're happy with the face. Definitely not that one.
Oh, you swipe.
You just swipe to do different shapes.
I have a pretty... No,
I think this one could work.
Yeah, maybe that. Yeah, go back.
Actually, I think that's
pretty good.
I think this one's you. Okay, so then you go to the hairdo.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
I like that you just swipe though. That you don't have to actually what's it called? You have to pick a bunch of different icons. You know?
Yeah, I like that too. I think we're gonna get something here pretty quick.
What does my hair look like? Okay, it's part on the side.
There you go. That one's kind of
Getting
close.
I think I need more hair than that. No.
No, dude, I don't think we're gonna find your hairdo.
I have a pretty basic hairstyle. Wait, go back. Kind of that.
Kind of that.
But keep going.
Actually, yeah, that one could work.
All right, maybe the face just needs to change.
Yeah, we need to change the eyes. In
All
fact, I think maybe we should have started with the eyes.
Just go ahead and leave it on that other one. That's
There's
you.
me, yeah.
That looks just like your
Dude,
hair.
it looks exactly like my hair, yeah.
All right, go back.
All right.
You lost it. I don't know where it is.
It's right back here. Okay, so we're going to go with
Just
this
leave
one.
it there. Yeah, leave
Okay.
it there.
Eyebrows. that could work. Nah.
There you go.
There it is.
That's
okay.
pretty much it. I have kind of like half open eyes.
That's you when you're smoking on that ganja. No. Oh, dude.
Oh my god. Looks like Nate Dogg.
That looks like. Well, tell me if you see one that you
Sure,
like.
yeah.
Because I don't really.
I like that Terminator one. That was kind of cool.
This one? Oh, this was. Isn't this like?
Looks like Terminator.
Is it?
Because he has one exposed eye.
I think.
Wait, yeah, probably that.
This one?
I don't know.
I was thinking this one too.
It's like Daria. They all do, doesn't it? You never watched that show, did
I never
you?
watched that show.
The style, it looks exactly like it.
No, yours is more pointy. Let's see here.
It depends on what angle you're looking
Yeah,
at.
you go Michael Jackson here.
There's actually an episode of Daria where they do this. Where they have like.
How about that one? I'm kind of inclined to go with that.
Yeah, I'm not very good at doing this because like. I've seen people do it for me and do a much better job. You know how it is like when you think you look like a certain thing?
Yeah.
And you actually don't look like that.
Yeah, totally. You're like, you're actually much uglier than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel like any of these mouths are really yours. You know what? For mine, I think the thing that really did it.
Don't move around so much.
Sorry. Is the hairdo.
Yeah, maybe it's my facial hair.
I don't think we nailed the eyes either.
Yeah. This is like gonna take forever.
Yeah, so maybe we should just stop before we finish.
So what happens when you're? Let's say that. Perfect.
Okay,
You got it.
perfect.
Now what do you do?
Hold on, wait. Sorry, there's one more that we have to do. There we go.
Yeah, that's right. They can't even get that right.
They can't even get
I just have too many facial accessories. It's hard to get me right. Okay.
All right, we're gonna go with that.
Yeah.
So you could type it. You can change the background color and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you're ready, you can actually just save it.
Yeah.
Whoops.
And then
Or you
send
can share it
something.
to like all these different
social
like
networks.
social networks and stuff. I just save it and then I post it to wherever I want. So there you go.
That's pretty cool.
I made face. You're gonna start seeing these everywhere.
I already started. Yeah.
So I really feel like we need to touch yours up and make the eyes better. But wait, we should show mine real fast. Sorry, real quick.
All right.
So I was working on mine,
Can
and I was
Can you actually hold it up to the camera?
sure. I was shocked how accurate mine was. Like, I think it was definitely because of the hair. Here's me. Oh look, the camera's even tracking it.
Cool.
Cool. I made face. There you go. And I'm gonna show you one more app for the Mac actually that I found out about last night. Actually, Charlie Sorrell, our gadgets editor, wrote about this. This is gonna blow your mind, I think, dude. Okay. Are you out of space in your phone?
No,
Okay, because you're gonna need to film this too.
I just didn't want to have like a second of footage to edit in there.
Okay. So I used to have a super cluttered desktop.
Mm-hmm.
You'd like applications or icons everywhere, right? Because I always like to have the things that I'm using within sight. And for whatever reason, I didn't want to put them in folders. So I found out about this app last night. Actually, I'm ready to film, dude, when you are.
Okay.
Called Unclutter that lives in your menu bar. And what it is you just scroll, see my little cursor right there?
Yeah.
You scroll up to the top and then you just scroll down. And it brings up this entire panel that you can just control the size of. And you have your clipboard stuff in here. You can write notes to yourself over here. But the cool part is this little main area right here. So if you want to drop something in there that you're not using, you just scroll your cursor up to the top. It drops this down. boom, you drop it in, and then you just scroll up again, goes away.
I like that.
And now your freaking desktop is clear. But you still have super fast access to all of your stuff, like whenever you need it.
I like that. You know, it's funny. The desktop hasn't really been reinvented for many years. Mm-hmm. And this thing is full.
Cool.
But
Mission accomplished.
yeah, it's funny because I used to be like really into the Next operating system. Like I was very nerdy about it, and this is probably a Steve Jobs thing. The Next operating system, which is what Mac OS X is based off, it had they called it a workspace, but it didn't let you put icons on the desktop. It was just like a completely blank thing, and I was like, that actually would make me so much more like organized that I can't just throw crap and let it sit there on my desktop, you know, because I think I'm gonna have easier access to it. Because all this really is like putting a folder like in a quick way, right?
I mean, yes, it is. It's strange. I mean, I could very easily have a folder that does this.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, this is like so much faster to access, and I only need like one hand. And,
Yeah, I like that.
And it's $3 in the Mac App Store. It's actually half off right now, so if you're interested, I would buy it now because I think they're going to raise it to $6. And I know it seems really basic and simple, but I have had a cluttered desktop for years.
Yeah.
And I've never found a good way to really clean it off. And so when I was reading about this, I was like, wow, this actually looks really intriguing. And at first I was kind of hesitant to drop stuff into it because I'm like, oh, what if I need it later? I'm like, well, then all I have to do is just scroll up and then scroll down and boom, it's there.
Yeah, the desktop in general is sort of antiquated, especially like in Apple's point of view because it's just loose files. And in Apple's point of view, they would rather have an app take care of all of the files, right?
Yes.
That's why it's kind of like...
Which I like and I don't like.
Yeah, I like and I don't like as well. I mean, obviously, if you're using computer, you're not using an iOS device, right?
Yes.
So you're doing it for a reason. But you know, I was listening to the Cultcast, and the guy that was, I think it was Charlie on there.
I think it was Charlie.
Who only uses an iPad. And I was contemplating that because I was like, oh, you know, I wonder if I can get by on an iPad. The only thing I think would be the hurdle would be editing the show. Because that's one thing that you can't really easily do. There's no Final Cut. There's Avid on there. But the only thing...
Well, there's iMovie, though.
Yeah, but it's a piece of shit. Dude.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's not serious for, like, editing.
It's really quite annoying to use, yeah. Anyway, I was just thinking about that, how he was like, the computer, the habits you form on the computer, on a Mac computer, or maybe a PC too, make you just a little bit more like ADD, and you know, you're like, you kind of have like more things going on all at once, and you kind of can't put your attention to one thing.
Yeah.
And I totally think that would be true. If you had to start doing unitasks, you know, and like, I'm only on my writing app, you know, and I'm only on this app, you know, I think that you would actually probably start having better
productive.
habits, for productivity.
You know what that reminds me of? A book. You know what I mean? It's like you
Single
open it.
task, yeah.
There's only one thing you can do with it. You can either read it or not read it.
But dude, think of how much bullshit you have, like all these notifications
It's
at the
true,
bottom.
yeah.
You have your Twitter going. You
Yeah.
have your windows, stacked on top of each other. You have all these icons distracting you. It's just like you have so many built-in distractions. You have a zillion menulets. Like you have, you know, there's so much crap.
It's very true. I think that people's biggest problem is they think that they're good at multitasking, but I don't think people are good at multitasking.
Yeah.
They feel like they're good at multitasking.
Yeah, I've heard studies about that. Like people aren't inherently. It's taxing on you to be doing this kind of stuff. And even like you're checking Twitter. You know. It's
Yeah,
like,
totally. Even as you're speaking, it's like yeah. Hold on, wait a second.
Yeah, I can't have 2 seconds of like non.
Wait, William Shatner said "vote for Vulcan." What does that mean? Hold on, dude. We gotta stop the show. So
I mean, I'm like that too. Like I'm like, oh, I want my iPhone. I want to see what I want to. I want to mess with
I
my
do it
iPhone.
at the gym. Even like when I between working out, and like some guy the other day was like, he's like, I see you guys on there. What's so important on your phone all the time? And I was like, it's a good point actually, because I get annoyed when I see people on their phone at the gym, especially if they're sitting on a piece of equipment.
Yeah.
I'm like, get off the equipment with your freaking phone.
Yeah.
There are people waiting for it. It really drives me nuts.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a weird addiction for me. Like
I think it is for a lot of people. I think there's a lot of distractions like that in life. I sometimes I feel like I should just sell my Xbox because I love it so much that I end up playing video games when I should be doing something that's actually important.
Oh, really?
In my life.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I mean, I'm like that with my phone. And I just check social networks so much, and it's
totally. And like, if
it's
something pops up, it's hard to resist the impulse to continue focusing on what you're doing and not go look to see exactly what it is like that little thing is trying to get you to do.
Yeah, I've kind of like ingrained this habit of like wanting to always have built-in distractions. Like if I'm working, I'm like, oh, I want to have a TV show on, you know, or something.
Oh,
you know,
me too.
And
I
it's
do
like,
that while I'm writing.
And it doesn't get you very far because you
No.
get way less stuff done. It's like if you put on music or something, you'll be better off.
This is actually one of the reasons why I think I never end up watching shows that I haven't seen before. Like new movies.
Because you have to sit down and
because I
actually
actually have to watch it,
Yeah.
and I'm never in the mood to actually do that. I always want to have something that I've already seen on in the background. That way I can ignore
I like
it
that too.
while I
yeah.
do something else
God.
on my actual computer. So anyway,
All right.
Young Clutter app. It's in the App Store for $3. If you like the demonstration that you saw, you should definitely download it. I think this thing has honestly changed my life.
All right. So
So
before
let's
we get
talk
to our
about-
last story,
Yeah, last story of the day. Netflix.
we have. You
So
need to
what-
stop doing that.
I know, I like it. We
We're
We
gonna
have
read
some
one of our.
reviews.
Yeah, we're gonna read one of our iTunes reviews, or maybe one or two. I don't know.
let's read a couple. Most recent. So we have been reading iTunes reviews. If you want to leave us one, please do. As you can see from the production value of this show, we make zero money from it. We survive exclusively off your praise. We're praise whores.
I need to buy some razors.
Yeah, you do. I can lend you one. Let me read this one from. I don't even know how to say this. J4S Jason's Music. Dang, I deciphered that.
Jason Music.
Jason Music. He says it gets you from the beginning.
5
Wish we had
stars.
some. He gives 5-star rating out of 5, not out of 10, as you may have thought initially. The show's hosts have a good dynamic about them. Thank you.
Thanks.
Evidently, some of the show is ad-libbed.
Oh.
only some, actually. Only a little bit. See all of it. He actually put that in parentheses. I wish I had seen that. But that just adds to their authentic delivery. I really love this show, and once I started it, I even went back and watched the back catalog. That's crazy to think.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for doing that, Jason. Long live the geeks. Long live us. It's weird to think to me that if somebody listens to our show, they can go back to a year ago and watch probably almost 52 hours of us talking to each other.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did that. I'm like that too, because when I started watching Dig Nation, it was like in 2009, so they already had like a couple years under their belt. And I went back and watched all of them.
Yeah, I remember that you told me that a long time ago. And
That's a cool thing about like on-demand media, though. You know, if you
Yeah.
like something, you're like, I like the show. I'm gonna go watch the rest of them. I don't have to wait till next week. I have like tons to watch.
I guess that's true. It's just like your favorite TV shows, right? You're like, I don't want to watch it like week per week. I'm just gonna go back and watch all of them.
Plus, like a show like TRS, Totally Rad Show. I love watching old movie reviews for movies that I like. So I'm like, oh, I wonder what they thought of Iron Man. I want to see what they thought when they first saw it, because it's like such a people love that movie now. But what did they think of when it first came out? You know,
That's actually a good point. Yeah, I haven't seen Iron Man, but I would like to go through TRS and actually watch them from the beginning. I never watched them from the beginning. That would be really cool. Let's read one more. Steven Scotty says, "You can." This is great. Actually, this is a perfect review to read after the one we just read. You can tell they put a lot of preparation and work into the podcast, and it still comes across as one of the most fun to listen to. Yes, we do. We prepare a lot, hours and hours of preparation go into this show every year. No $1 million studios here. Hey, dude, what are you talking about? Authentic and relevant. If user-friendly was a UI, it would be modern, fast, fluid, and have a big wiener. Okay, I added that last part. But all the rest was straight from Steven Scotty's mouth.
yeah, I think we prepare for the show a little
We
bit.
do prepare. Believe it or not, we actually do prepare for it. It doesn't get as much preparation as Cultcast does. But
Take a drink.
yeah, but hey, it's the funny thing is that you can't actually tell.
Yeah. No, I actually that was the whole point of the show. We just wanted to just talk, right?
Yeah, totally. And in a way, it's much more liberating than Cultcast is, Because, like we do, we just show up, we're like, hey, what do you want to talk about this week? And we kind of trade ideas.
Yeah.
And we usually both have things to contribute. And then we just sit down and we're like, okay, what do you think about XYZ?
Yeah.
It's just very easy to do, you know, like, there's no pressure at all.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and I don't have Leander sitting next to me going, oh,
That's stupid.
gosh, you've been talking about this for 10 seconds. Yeah. It's so boring.
He's your John C. DeVore.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he is. I'm like, dude, shut up. People want to hear this. It's okay if you talk about a topic for more than 60 seconds.
Yeah.
L. Caney. I'm pretty sure I'm going to karate chop him one of these days. Okay, so let's wrap up with our final story.
All right.
You probably need to record this in my iPhone, huh?
Oh yeah, I do. You know what it is? I think it's
What?
all the vines that I've been recording.
Oh.
They stay on the phone, right?
Yeah, they do.
So yeah, that's why.
And actually, it's going to fill up your iCloud account too.
Yeah. I think...
Because if your phone's full of videos, unless you don't sync those things.
No, I
Actually,
do.
I don't.
My iCloud is already screwed up, dude. Like,
Mine is too.
I don't know. I don't want to get into it, but
Yeah,
it's
that's
really,
a whole other
it's
conversation.
Really,
I don't know anyone that
screwed up.
actually uses iCloud to back things up because the space is so limited.
Oh
that It's
god.
just not even useful.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to be talking about Mimoto.
What happened to this?
What the heck happened to this? There we go. And you know what? Rather than talk about it, let's just watch the video and then talk about it.
Sometimes the best moments in life are the simple ones. The things that pass us by without us even noticing. The small surprises. And the everyday experiences.
This is Richard Dreyfuss.
At Mimoto, we love the simple moments, but we hate forgetting them. So we started thinking, what if we could capture those
if you
moments
could wear a video
and create
headset?
a true photographic memory? What if we could build a camera small enough to never be in the way and smart enough to capture life as we live it? This is what we ended up with, the Mimoto Life Logging Camera. It's small, light, weather protected, and takes beautiful 5
was
megapixel pictures.
Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
Just clip it on, and it starts taking pictures.
what? You look like a
Put
goof.
it down or place it in your pocket, and it stops. It's that easy. And all the pictures are safely stored on Mimoto's storage service.
Oh.
We know what you're thinking. 2 photos a minute is a whole lot of photos, right? Well, to make things as easy as possible, we developed apps for both iPhone and Android that automatically organizes the photos on a timeline. Want to remember the name of the restaurant last night? Easy. Thanks to Mimoto's smart algorithm, GPS, and time data, you can just search, find, and share. We're really passionate about getting this product out into the world. We've been working for a year to develop the camera and apps, and we have a great team on the job. But we need funding to start production of the first 1,000 cameras. And that's where we need help from the Kickstarter community. With your support, we're ready to make this happen.
I think we're good.
Mimoto.
That's so funny.
Remember
A whole
every-
team of like 8 dudes and then
One chick.
one chick. That's like every tech startup I've ever worked at. Chick's the freaking secretary. And then there's just a bunch of like nerdy programmers.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Okay, so this is actually a lot different than what I thought it was going to be. Because when you described it to me, because you almost brought your ridiculous like life casting headset over here.
Yeah.
I was like, you're going to look like a total chode wearing this thing. I thought it was going to be some goofy headset that recorded video 24/7.
This is still a little. Besides the search thing, which the way they phrase it sounds like it could be useful. Mm-hmm. But do you really want a camera that's taking pictures at like of everything that you can't even see what it's taking the picture of?
That was actually my initial thought about this. Is I was like, it's not easy to get a good picture, and like you're gonna capture people talking a lot, and if you've never photographed people while they're talking, their faces look really goofy. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, and I kind of wonder how many of the photos are actually going to be useful,
Yeah.
and how much time are you going to have to spend
Like sifting through all that
sifting
crap.
through and freaking culling through all these images just to find one that you might like.
That's why it's not that different from. I have this camera that's a Bluetooth headset with a little miniature camera, and it looks huge on my face.
It makes you look like Locucius of Borg.
Yeah, and it's like that's why it's not that different than that, because it's just like this ongoing video. It's like I think there's something cool about the scarcity of taking a photograph when it needs to be taken, you know? I do. What do you think? Do you think we need to have an actual physical photographic memory that you can go back and rewind time and see it?
Actually, when you put it that way, I think it could be very cool. Like, let's say, especially if you had kids, you could go back and, you know, look at photos from like different events in their life from years and years and years ago. Like, I think the value starting off is not high. The value after 10 or 20 years could be very, very high. Because how don't you wish, especially our generation, because when we grew up, there weren't digital cameras.
Yeah.
So don't you wish you had more pictures from junior high, high school? Like, wouldn't that be awesome to you?
But I mean, I would rather have them aimed and smiling.
I would too, but a lot of people don't take the time to do that. So I think I would rather have this than nothing, I guess. That's the way I would look at it.
I just think, I don't know, I feel like it's just like a really, like, I have no
It doesn't seem useful to you.
No need to have that much photography of my life. Like,
yeah.
I just think, even if I was out doing stuff, I would pull out my phone and take a photo or a video of something that was cool.
Yeah.
You know, it takes you 2 seconds these days to do that. We're in a time, like you said, where we have digital photography is so easy now.
Yeah, it really is.
So why do you need to like dumb it down and put it on your lapel when you can just take out your iPhone and take a photo of the thing that you're doing?
Yeah,
right?
so just to be clear, this doesn't take video at all. It just takes pictures.
Like when we go to your birthday on Saturday, I'm not going to be like, shit, I wish I would have took photos.
Well, not to mention...
Like, it takes you 2 seconds to take a photo.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it does.
And you can take them candidly, so shut up if that's your argument.
Yeah, and I think the bigger thing here is also really going to be the fact that a camera this small is not going to take good low-light pictures.
It's like a spy camera.
Actually, yeah. That's actually... what it might be good for, eh?
Go on your first date.
Hey.
Are you glad I took this creepy camera with me?
What's that? I'm gonna photograph our first sexual experience together.
Yeah, wouldn't you just the whole time be like, you would think about that camera? If you were like across the dinner table with somebody.
If I were sitting in front of somebody who had this pinned to their jacket, I would be like, turn that thing off. Get that thing out of my face. I don't want you taking pictures of me eating my meatball.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it is a little intrusive.
Or eating his food.
Yeah, it would have to be only very selectively worn. Because otherwise, yeah, because, you know, like, everyone has their good angles and their bad angles, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I make sure I only take photos up high and looking up, and I make sure there's no turds in the toilet, right? And then it's like, if you take a picture of me, like, looking down at you from 45 degrees, like, WTF.
Yeah.
I don't want that on Facebook.
But really, though, I mean, that's not even it. It's just like, there's something as too much to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that with things like Instagram, we're kind of learning the scarcity is cool. Like, rather than certain apps that tried to come out where it's like, take a picture of everything that you're doing and everything that's around you, you know?
Oh my god.
And then you'll have a huge you'll have a huge folder full of all the photos that you did, you know? And then Instagram comes along and they're like, limitation, right?
Yeah.
So limit it down to one photo, and yeah, you can do as many as you want, but most people aren't gonna like take a photo and then another photo, then another photo, right? It's like creating this culture.
I unfollow those people. I knew people that did that on Instagram, and I was like, unfollow.
Yeah.
1 picture a day, 2 max.
Yeah, and that's not even like a written thing. It's just like we're creating this culture around like let's capture the special moments, not every fucking moment.
Every moment is special. Every moment is special in my life. That's the problem.
I think it would be creeper if you had that on you all the time too.
I think this product is intriguing. I would be willing to try it out. It seems like one of those things I would wear for like a week and then I'd be like, okay, yeah, like I don't want this, you know. But I don't know. Hey, this is way less ridiculous than that stupid taser attachment that goes on your iPhone. Remember we talked about this thing like an age ago? You know what my favorite thing is too? Get ready to drink. I feel like a lot of times on Cultcast, we'll talk about something, and I'll be like, you know what? We actually talked about this on User Friendly like weeks or months ago.
Yeah.
Like, we may not be a high-value production, but we are on the cutting edge. And it's weird because I don't know why.
We know how to read tech blogs.
We know how to read tech blogs. And actually, I think the reason is also because we do a lot of stuff from Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And Kickstarter, you'll see something months before it's actually selling.
Yeah.
And then people start talking. And then they show up at like Macworld a year later.
Right.
And then people were like, oh, look at this cool product. And I'm like, they were on Kickstarter like forever ago.
The reason I think Kickstarter is a cool thing to discuss, and a lot of times we have like we want to tear something apart because it's like, but that's the point, right? The Kickstarter is like, let's go. We don't have the money to go to market and then just see if it floats.
Yeah.
We have to put it out there and see if people like it. Let's get it's like a litmus test for like, do people like this? And some people like it, obviously, because they raised they raised 550,000.
Yeah, so they asked for 50,000 and they made 10 times that.
But there's also people like us that are like, these are the reasons why I wouldn't use it, right?
Yeah.
And you're not going to see that in the comments, right? You're not going to see like, this is gay, like in the comments.
So gay. Oh my gosh. Hey, you know what I wonder? I wonder how many people on Kickstarter are actually like when this project gets funded.
Yeah.
How many people are just going through and just funding different projects? Like there's a Kickstarter community, right?
I think there's probably a fair amount.
And they just go from project to project. They're like, that's awesome, that's awesome, that's awesome. They're just dumping money in these things.
I really do think there's a fair amount because I started getting into perusing it, and I was like, it's really actually quite easy to get from project to project and kind of go through the website. And I also know because a friend of mine did a project like a couple months ago, and he was like, oh yeah, at the very end, all of a sudden the Kickstarter community just jumped in there and funded the crap out of our thing. And it was like we had spread it as much as we could to everyone we knew and everyone that we could, but the people that just perused Kickstarter were the ones that funded it.
Interesting.
So yeah.
Have you ever funded anything on Kickstarter?
Yeah, I funded an album.
That's actually the same thing I funded.
And I think maybe one other thing. Yeah.
Yeah, my friends from high school have a really great band called Hanley, actually, Hanley Music. And they did their Kickstarter, and I was like, you know what? I gave my $15. I was like, good for you guys. Like, I'm really happy that you actually took the leap to do this,
Word.
Because they're good. Cool.
Well,
that's all we got.
I think that's it, man.
I feel like this is a short show.
Yeah.
That's all right. Short shows are the best.
Well, remember for next week, our Netflix review.
Yep.
The Candyman, David Klein story. It's on Netflix Instant, or you can find it in other ways.
I gotta make sure. In
like
other ways.
a Blockbuster video. Wink, wink.
Blockbuster. If you can find one of those.
And anyway, so if people wanted to find you, Erfon, on the internet, where do they find you?
So if you use Twitter, go to twitter.com/Erfon. That's me. It's ERFON. What about you?
I am on Twitter as well, and it's just at Roberto Hoyos, RobertoHoyos.
And also, our Vines are the same thing. I need to start producing more Vine videos.
I'm also at Throwboy on Vine. I have two. One for me, one for Throwboy.
And you've got Throwboy on Twitter as well, right?
That's right. And if you guys want to watch any old catalog shows, like this fine gentleman that watched our old shows.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You can go to userfriendlyshow.com. You can also subscribe in iTunes, and it's just search for User-Friendly. We're the first ones there going like this. And
my hair's a lot bigger in that picture, although not by much.
And you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is just youtube.com/userfriendlyshow. And we thank you guys because that's a pretty consistent viewing rate there.
Yeah, and actually, I'm making an effort to actually check the comments there now because I created a whole new YouTube account because my last one was super janky and old. So now you'll see me. My profile picture looks like this.
That's good.
So that'll be my face commenting.
We'll
on your
remember
comments.
that.
Yeah, I saw somebody give our last show a freaking one. Somebody give it a thumbs down.
Yeah.
If I find you,
well, you know
I'm
what
gonna
it
rip out your
is.
trachea and show it to your mother.
You know what it is? It's like anytime that we have tags that are like gaming tags or tags that say like Kevin Rose, then people that are watching Dignation see the Kevin Rose tag and then they click on us and they're like, screw these guys.
Dude, what are these guys? Dude, two guys on a couch?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
and
dude.
then if they're into games and they see us talking about games, they're like, yeah,
these guys are noobs. They don't know what they're talking about.
So.
Which, by the way, almost guarantee you my KD in Black Ops 2 is higher than all y'all's. So don't even come at me. Don't even swing on me, bro.
Word for it.
All right, cool. So that's it. That's all we got. We'll see you guys next week.